Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be doing a service on this Mercedes A-Class. It's the 1.6 petrol engine. So I'm going to start now by removing these 4 Torx bits that's holding in the airbox. Well, the lid for the airbox, the T25s. There's 4 of them around the outside. Then I undo the Jubilee clip on the other end, and I give that a good tug and a wiggle to get it out of there. And then in order to get to the spark plugs, we're going to have to remove this tube, this air intake here, and undo all the clips and pipes and hoses off of it, and pull it out the way. And with that out the way, we can see our 4 spark plugs here. And then undo the electrical connector to the coil packs. You can't see here because I did an amazing job of filming my elbow, but it gets a little bit stuck, so I use a pick. I'm just picking it up now to flick it out. See the pick there? Very gently lift up the tab and flick it out. Then we're going to undo this 2 inverted Torx or E-bits, E8, that's holding the coil pack in. I'm just going to loosen them out and remove them. I find sometimes when it's too tight to undo by hand, it's loose enough to be able to use the socket on it, so just twist it out as best as you can. I do just whatever's easiest for me, but obviously you've got a different set of tools and skills there, so you do what's easiest for you. Just spin out the rest of the way by hand. And then with these the bolts out, you're going to pull the coil pack out. And then check it over for any splits, tears, breaks, perishing, whatever. Make sure it's in perfect condition. This is, so we're going to pop it to one side and remove the spark plug. Now I had to use the thin wall 14mm socket, spark plug socket. You can hear it's a bit tight in there. You want to be careful that you don't snap or damage yours, because that will be a headache. But these do eventually come out nicely. When we're going to get it out now, we're going to check it over, just because it gives an indication of how the engine was running. We can see the spark plugs are rusty, but the engine was running okay. Nice new shiny ones going in now. I'm just going to nip these in quickly and then go through it all with a torque wrench. I'm just setting these down quickly for the sake of the video. But these should be done up to spec, is around 25 Newton meters. Usually hand tight is okay. Sort of there is fine, but I'll double check it with the torque wrench off camera now. Then we're going to slide the coil pack back into place. You have to sort of wrestle this around the heat shield for the turbo exhaust manifold sort of thing there, but twist it to a side, drop it into the gap and then twist it back around underneath. There's a bit that sticks out. It is a bit of a fiddly mission. Once it's in position, we grab our bolt and bolt it down. Just do that nice and do it finger tight so you can adjust it for the second bolt. And that way you know it's lined up properly. We grab our second bolt, stick it in the hole and twist it down. I'm just nipping it up with a 1/4 inch drive, so these don't have to go tight at all. You're literally just nipping it up. I'm going to plug that connector back in. It's got a little grey tab that you need to push back into place. Once that's clicked, it's done. And we can do the same process on the other 4 spark plugs now. Now that's all done, we're going to turn our attention over to the air filter. Obviously it's best to change these both at the same time because of the work involved. As you can see now, there's a bit of dust and debris left in this air box. I don't know how it's got in there, but we're going to get the hoover out and clean it up. If you have, you can. This is just a household cordless hoover, so you could just use the one from your house. If not, just brush it out as best as you can. So obviously you don't want to contaminate your air filter before it even does its job. Just get as much dirt out as you can. A little bit OCD. Now we're going to slide this air hose back in and reconnect all the connectors and hoses back up. Now there's a grommet that holds it in once that's sat back down into place, and it's lined up with a turbo on the other side and it's sat where it should be. We can begin to put these connectors back in then. So there's two sensors that need to be connected, and then two air hoses into this tube, and then there's another air hose then that goes into the actuator on the turbo. So just reconnect all of them. Put the little connector back on this vacuum line here. Give it a little tug to make sure it's secure. Make sure everything else is clipped back into place where it was. And then we're going to refit this blueprint air filter. This is equivalent to the original equipment, or equal. And we're going to put this air box back on. So yeah, those are good air filters. I recommend those. And those 4 bolts then got to go, or screws got to go back in, and that jubilee clip needs to be tightened back up. And that's job done. Thank you for watching. Come back next week to see how I change speaker. Thanks guys. Bye.